near or how far? Shine on, you crazy diamond. Oh, that's the other part. Hi, everybody. We're going to talk about two very cool things today. Now there's a look in your eye. It's like black holes in the sky. Shine on, you crazy diamond. You were caught in the crossfire of childhood and stardom, blown on the steel breeze. Come on, you target for faraway laughter. Come on, you stranger, you legend, you martyr, and shine. You reach for the secret too soon. You cried for the moon. Shine on, you crazy diamond. All right, we'll get to that. We're going to cover today the entire Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here album. And as you can see, I'm wearing one of the new shirts we got. Today's Van Hamber, the standard of purity. So you can get these at unbearablesmerchandise.com. Hit those Rogans up. But first, we're going to talk about the thing that they put into little babies that comes from the root word vaca, which means cow in Latin. The beginning is going to be a little bit of a bummer, but it's really not. This is just information that you should know in order to better understand why people like me are not into cow shots, vaca. And I will be putting this video private only for channel members after we're done, because I don't censor myself, but I want the most amount of people to see it and not to just have my channel get axed, and then I just be suing them for a year. Spelling a word, yeah. Hey brother, beautiful entry of gravy, beautiful tree. Oh, thank you. How are the new goats? Awesome. They're buddies. I built the female goats a giant seesaw yesterday. There's a video, I didn't have time to download it for this, but watching goats seesaw is heavenly. And you can check that out at Owen Ben Jam on Instagram. I'm shadow banned, so even though you'd think with 70,000 followers you could just type in Owen Benjamin, no. You'd get about 50 Asian babies before me. So Owen Ben Jam, no I-N. That's how you know it's me. La Vaca. Boy knew about the electric universe? Yeah. You know what's better than goats? Super goats. Speaking of super goats, we're going to talk about super soldiers and how to make a super soldier today. But first, we're going to talk about vaca. Okay, because it's pretty cool that Japan leads the way in child health. No compulsory vaccines. Ban measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. The promise of good health. Are we jumping off a cliff in the U.S.? Well, the U.S. is known about what causes autism for a long time. In the 1920s and 30s, there was a guys named Leo Kantor and Hans Asperger. Leo Kantor discovered the correlation between vaca shots and autism back then. And Hans Asperger did a lot of research in this as well, and you know him from the term Asperger's syndrome. What you don't know about Hans Asperger is he was a Nazi eugenicist who was responsible for killing thousands of children who didn't have desirable traits. They always forget to tell you that part in school. This is a cool meme. The evolution of education. In 1970, calculate the surface area of the object. 1985, calculate the surface area of the rectangle. 2000, calculate the surface area of the rectangle, multiply the length of the width. 2010, choose the correct answer. What is the surface area of the rectangle? 2015, choose the correct answer. What is the surface area of the rectangle? Is it Michael Jackson, Canada, 600, or breakfast? 2018, Color the rectangle with any color you prefer. 2020, take these pills to become autistic and trans. Now take off your clothes. My question is always why. And that's always the thing that haunts people. Why? Sympathy for the devil, right? And what's been puzzling you is the nature of my game. Why? Why do people want to make these kids autistic? Because clearly there is a correlation between autism and these mysterious shots that they've been giving since the 1930s. Autism didn't used to exist. And now the CDC, well, I'll show you who funds the CDC, you might ask. Well, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Genesis. Of course, you have Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, P&G, ExxonMobil, MailChimp, Facebook, Merck, PayPal, PepsiCo. It's just awful. So, for those of you that want to understand why the CDC claims that by 2025, 1 in 2 children will have autism. That's what they claim. Vaccines are needed for herd immunity? No, it has nothing to do with disease. Nothing. Homeschool your kids? Yes. Facebook. Yeah, Facebook is a funder of the CDC. So why? Okay, let me just break something down for you, and then we'll get into fun music, because I know this does get a little depressing. So just to give you a little levity, some legends have added Nichols lactose placentes died in the Holocaust. He's now been added to the official Holocaust list. Anyone can add to it. They don't do any checks at all. They want to keep those numbers up. From a horrific rollerblading fall, he lived for a few days on his mother's milk until he passed. So that is now in the history books. So hopefully in 100 years, there may be a little levity scene when someone's reviewing the Holocaust list. And who knows what the future is? No one knows. It's not our place to know, but there's a good chance that someone will have to read this name and be convinced it was real. Nicholas lactose placentes died in the Holocaust from a rollerblading fall. He lived a few days on his mother's milk until he passed. So let's all bow our heads for, it's in memory of lactose McFlinties. Religious exceptions. Oh, it's very easy to not do it. I'll tell you why they're doing it. I'll tell you exactly why they're doing it. Okay, so there's three main obelisks in the world, right? You have the City of London, the Vatican, and Washington, D.C. So in the global elite circles, the cabal, the way that they rule the world is the Vatican is the religious arm, the City of London is the banking, and D.C. is the military. So when you realize that the United States is here as a corporation to provide the soldiers for the world, it all starts to make a lot of sense. The evil trinity, yeah, exactly. But it's up to you. They make you do it. And my kids were vaccinated when they were born, and fortunately, they're healthy. That isn't the case for a lot of parents. And I know more and more parents that have vaccine injured children. So why? Herd immunity. Okay, you have to abandon right now that they want anything good for you. They don't necessarily want to kill you, but if they're indifferent to your health. When alcohol was outlawed in America, they poisoned alcohol so that anyone who drank it died. They killed 50,000 Americans. Hans Asperger was a Nazi eugenicist who killed thousands of children. Okay, to wipe out a generation? No, I just told... Let's do this together. This will help you guys' critical thinking skills. I just told you the function of America, or the United States Corp, for the world. So why... They're not just trying to wipe you out. What do they need you for? Anybody? Soldiers. Okay, let's look at according to the United States Defense Department, what are the best qualities for a super soldier? I will read them to you. Reduced need for sleep, lower empathy, heightened sensitivity to detail, Specialized skills. Ability to use technology effectively. Attention to detail. Not distracted by sexual desire or romantic relationships. To have a harmless appearance, compartmentalizing tasks, and capable of functioning in a structured chain of command. What did I just describe, guys? Autism. So when people think that autism is a byproduct of vaccines, they don't realize that it's the purpose. Let me read that again. What I'm reading right now could be the list of the symptoms of autism. But it's not. This is the Defense Department's list of what makes a super soldier. Reduced need for sleep. Autistic people have a lower amount of melatonin produced by their brains. That's a fact. Lower empathy. They have a hard time feeling the emotions of others. Heightened sensitivity to detail. Anybody that knows autistic people knows that some of them won't wear clothes with a zipper on it because they perceive everything. You know, they're very, very, very sensitive. A lot of them have photographic memory. Specialized skills. That's autism. That's Asperger's syndrome. Ability to use technology effectively. Many autistic people are obsessed with technology. Attention to detail. Not distracted by sexual desires or romantic relationships. I'm also listing Sheldon from The Big Bang. Harmless appearance. A lot of autistic people look harmless. Compartmentalizing tasks. Autistic people are very, 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 very into compartmentalizing tasks. You know, it's like homework is done at home. Homework is done at home. Structured chain of command. Autistic people love structure. One of the funniest Onion videos was the autistic reporter was at a prison and he was like obsessed. He wanted to go to prison. So you have to understand that this is by design. It's to make this is hypermasculinity, by the way. It's about focusing on tasks, material, no romantic relationships, and that's it. Raymond, right? So autistics can find Wally in less than 5 seconds, right? Bigger ladles needed, the gravy over. Yes. So this is what you have to understand that it's not a byproduct. The whole point is to make soldiers. So America's role in the world empire is the military. Explains why Greta thinks her Asperger's is a strength, not a weakness. Right. Transhumanists see Asperger's and autism as a strength because it also lowers gender. You know, they want people to be drones. They want people to merge with technology, not have romantic relationships, and be able to. That's the whole point. So what do? You don't take part in it. Sounds like MGTOW, exactly. Yeah. Not a bug, it's a feature. Exactly, Kaiser Bear. You also describe most groypers. Yes. It's one of the reasons that the global cabal is pushing people like Nick Fuentes. They want men to follow what I just described. Like Nick Fuentes has a lot of these qualities. That's why I see him as trans. He may not have been a girl. It might just be like he's a weaponized autist. I don't know. He doesn't display masculine features or behavior to me. They call this hypermasculinity, but that's an inversion because masculinity requires empathy. It requires compassion. It requires heart. This is how to make a drone. Testosterone plus IQ. Yeah, that would explain why the niggers are so ironic and antisocial. Yes, and it's why they live with their parents. It's why they are obsessed with video games. They have no romantic relationships in their life. A lot of them are very intelligent. They like chains of command. They have harmless appearances. Yeah, and some of them are very effective. Some of them that have trolled me, if I wasn't so good at this, if I wasn't so experienced, they could have taken me down. Like, I have been to war and back hundreds of times now. I've faced the global media coming at me. I faced leaving Hollywood. I faced family breakdowns. So the groypers had no chance against me. But some of them were extremely effective at figuring out what is weakness of man and then just hammering. It's and they have a reduced need for sleep, lower empathy, it's just exactly it. And it's also a way to create people that are going to be terrible dads and husbands, but it's how to make a soldier. And when you understand the indifference, that they don't even care enough to try and ruin you, they just want to collect more soldiers. Aspies know how to super focus. Yeah, and a lot of them, I'm friends with a lot of weaponized autists. Some of them, I mean, there's elements of me that has this. I have this bizarre specialized skill in piano. You know, I have high attention to detail. You know, I like chains of command. I get it. You know, I can do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I understand that, but it's like, they want a level that's crazy. They want just like, yes sir, I will attack, that, you know. I told my son the earth is not a globe. He said he prefers government indoctrination. He's 14 with ADHD. That's hilarious. You're deaf on the spectrum. Well, everybody's on the spectrum. That's what a spectrum is. You know, that's like saying a color is on the spectrum. Yeah, every color is on the visual light spectrum. Because like what I'm describing is also just masculinity. Men are capable of, like, okay, when you're building fences or when you're milking goats or hunting or whatever, you have to be capable of focusing on one task for hours and hours and hours and hours, and to not be distracted, and to have heightened skills and all this stuff. Like, that is masculinity, but what they're trying to do is make a chemical version using aluminum to break the blood-brain barrier so that, you know, young boys grow up into this, like, genderless drone human. Maybe you think ADD and ADHD is real? I don't know. I highly recommend not taking any medication for it. I think some of these young boys just need to go out and play. There's kids with autism that would thrive on a farm and would develop more empathy, develop more compassion, more ability to make eye contact and all this stuff. It's like, it's not bad. It's not a curse to have autism. It's not a, you know, like, we all have a little of it. You know, there's aluminum in deodorant. There's aluminum in chemtrails. There's aluminum. They're trying to make people have these problems. Like, autism didn't exist in the 19th century. None. Zero. You know, and it's like, and it also leads to Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's didn't used to exist either. Neither did diabetes. This is all diet-based. Young boys need structure, direction, energy. Yes, I mean, literally, like, structure, chain of command. Like, it's good to have boys have that. But autism amplifies it to a degree that's absurd. Alright. Like, I'll show you, this is the opposite of an autist. This is one of the first viral videos in the history of the internet. Just watch this. This is what they don't want. Because a cube is a structure of sorrow to live in. I don't mind, like, the whole cube thing, like how there's a cube in Mecca and all that. I don't care. I have no business with that. That isn't what I care about. The right angle in Freemasonry is said to be the angle of sorrow. And that's why cathedrals and mosques and a lot of places of worship don't have angles. They have, you know, spires and domes and stuff like that, because right angles are the angle of sorrow. And there's a good argument that human beings aren't supposed to live in four walls. It's also why they originally designed prison cells to be used. And, you know, like a yurt, I kind of want to build a yurt and see if I feel more gratitude. CDC owns vaccine patents. Yeah, just before I play this video, because I know a lot of people are joining us, this is who funds the CDC. Bill and Melinda Gates. Open Eugenesis. PayPal, I've been using PayPal, they're awesome. Facebook, MailChimp, Exxon, P&G, Coca-Cola, you know, Disney. It's just like, they're making soldiers. They're making drone pilots. You know, and that's all it is. It should, I know that sounds depressing, but it should give you a little bit of relief to at least understand a motivation. Because sometimes the scariest and the most, the worst place you can be mentally is when you don't even understand the motivation of your enemy. You know, Sun Tzu would say, know yourself and know your enemy. It's not just know your enemy, it's not just know yourself, you have to know both. Like, why are they doing it? And when you understand their motivation, it helps you avoid it. It helps you thrive in this fallen world. But that's all it is. They like autism. They like Asperger's syndrome. Hans Asperger was a eugenicist Nazi who killed thousands of children. And we still diagnose people with Asperger's. No one mentions who he was. And the link between Asperger, or between autism spectrum disorder and vaccines was done in the 1930s by Leo Kantor. This is not new. This is generations old. Your grandparents were from a time that knew this stuff. So that's it. And it's not super effective. My kids both had one round of vaccines, no more, because I didn't know, and they didn't have the one with the fetal cells in it, thank God. But they're not autistic. They might have like little, but we don't know, because my wife was attracted to engineering and I'm attracted to classical music, so we probably have a little spurg in us anyway. But they don't have that, you know, that damage that a lot of kids have developed. You know, according to the CDC, 1 in 2 will be on the will have autism or Asperger's syndrome by 2025. Rural America appreciates you, brother. I appreciate you. So, can anyone see BB through the gravy crushing it today? Oh, thank you, Berserker Bear. Berserkers were bears. That's almost redundant. I appreciate your name. The Berserker clan and the Vikings were associated with bears. We had our girl at home, and my niece was like, yeah, that's how people do it. Yeah, my kid is autistic and never vaccinated, but I was vaccinated. Cool, Jedi Bear. I don't know what that means. I don't even know if that's a real person. But there is a correlation. It doesn't cause it all the time. In fact, most times you get vaccinated, it doesn't cause autism. But it is related. And it's a bug that it's a feature, not a bug. That's what I believe. That's my opinion. And it's still America, where a man can speak his opinion. Ours, the truth is needed. Yes, because this is one reason why there's so many people that listen to this and follow this. Because it's harsh truth. But over time, you realize that it lowers your sadness. It lowers your depression, lowers your anxiety. Because when you understand the purpose of what they're doing, you can prepare and you can, you know, not engage in certain things. You know, when I used to do all those streams about the weaponization of pornography and how it's used to cuck men and how to lower birth rates and all that, yeah, it probably shocked you at first, and now there's people that are thriving. They have children now because of those harsh truths. They stopped watching porn, and now they're holding a baby. You know, I've been at this a while now. This is my 680th stream. You know, I've seen what harsh truth can do. It doesn't break people. You thrive in it. There are people that are now holding babies because they quit watching porn because I told them about it, you know, over a year ago. And when people act like, whether it's the nature of the earth or the nature of space or the moon landing or any of this stuff or vaccines or any of this, that they can't handle that level of truth. The worst news you can hear is that your child is dead. Think about all the parents that have heard that because of wars fought over lies. Weapons of mass destruction. Kennedy getting us to go to the moon even said weapons of mass destruction. This is an old spell. It's an old trick. When a parent is told that their child is dead, whether they committed suicide after they came home, or they died over there, or they emotionally checked out, or they're not the same person they used to be, that's worse news than anything you can hear. Whether the earth is flat or a pear, or, you know, that doesn't matter at all compared to the news that your child is dead. There's people whose children are dead because of lies. And so many people will act as if no one can handle the truth about the moon landing. People can find out their child is dead and still live and still be grateful. I get letters from people that their child died and they are okay. Okay, compare that to finding out we didn't land on the fucking moon. It's not even the same ballpark. There's a lot of autistic people in the Army, yes. There's also a lot of very, very, very high level of autism in trans mother of a stillborn baby can't confirm. Yes, exactly. So the more truth you have, the more you're capable of protecting your child and having children. Think about all the feminists that never had children because they believed lies. They believed that men, they're making 77 cents on the dollar, and men just want to rape them and control them. And now they're sitting alone in their 40s with their cats, sitting in their little cubicles. The knowledge that they gave up a life that they could have because of, I think I'm an autistic parent. Autistic people don't even care if they're autistic. They're just like, I must complete this task. There's a high level of trans. Yeah. Many trans people become are autistic. Flu shots cause miscarriage. Yeah, flu shots have all. I took a flu shot 3 years ago. See, here's the thing. It's like I faced that I took some sort of nanotechnology and aluminum and all this shit. Okay, I won't do that again. People are scared to tell each other harsh realities because they don't want to feel bad. It's like, why don't it feel bad? Is when you don't know these things and you just keep doing it. Alright, this is what they don't want. This is someone who is not autistic trying to do an autistic job. It's so true. Like when you put a human being in this environment, whether it's the military or the cubicles or whatever, they like, we don't want to merge with computers. The lie is so bad that, and they're facing, there's good news to all this. They have to try and poison your babies to make you okay with this lie. And here's something to think about. A lot of these lies are perpetuated by people that are dead. We almost have to save the cabal from itself, if that makes sense. And I really believe that. I think there's a lot of these elite families, these cabal families, these ruling classes that are going through with lies, and going through with plans and worldviews that are lies, and the people who perpetuate the lies are long dead, and no one told them to stop. It's like, when you can have compassion for the people above you and below you in the satanic social rank that is nonsense, you can understand that there is Darwin was a very troubled man. He lost a child and couldn't believe in God in a world that took his child. And he spent his entire life and all of his resources disproving the existence of God, which ironically proved God. Because to feel that amount of pain proves we're not animals. The fact that it hurt him that much showed that there is something special about human beings. The irony of Charles Darwin's entire life is he was trying to prove something that him doing it disproved. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, he was so angry at God for the loss of his child that he went on a many-decade pursuit of atheism. In doing that, he showed that humans are special, because no animal would do that. No animal would be that heartbroken. No animal would develop a hatred for God like that. They would keep going. They would just, meh. And so because of these very broken men, these very hurt men, others have picked up and went with it, and we're now still trying to prove something that isn't true. And so many jobs and so many lives and so many whole things are built up on these things that were just really hurt people that are dead. Like, they're not even here anymore, and they were wrong. That's why it's called being based. That's why I love that, based. Because it's about the footprint, the blueprint, where the structure hits the earth. Like, restart, start again, figure out what is true and what is a lie, and do it every day of your life. Darwin had father issues. Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of issues. And his entire life proved God. It proved the sanctity of human beings. It proved that there's something special. It proved we aren't animals. Because what animal would have done that? It would have just went right to eating and banging. So look at this. Look at this guy. Like, this is a human reaction. This is very much also autistic people have a higher metabolism. They don't get fat in cubicles. This is all real. This is like a bunch of parents of autistic kids have come to a lot of these conclusions where it's like they're thin. They're very thin. A lot of them, and it has to do with how their brain functions. Like, this is what happens to a normal human being when you try to merge them with technology. We have an aversion to it. We don't want transhumanism. We don't want to merge with AI. We don't want what they're selling. So they're desperate. They're desperately trying to make you something that you aren't organically. Let's watch this one more time, then we'll talk about Pink Floyd. This is a human being. Watch the mildly autistic guy in the other cubicle like, I hear noises. And watch this guy. I hear noises. What is the human doing? The funniest part of this lab is he's looking at the computer like it's the face of an enemy. You know, he slaps it like it's a person. I have this problem. With trolls. I've had to work at not treating trolls like people. I used to be like, I'll find you. You wouldn't say that to my face. I can have my weaponized autist find you. I will be at your house. Like, I used to think that way. That's insane. That's me not adapting to a changing world. This caveman here, which I relate to, caveman is an inverted thing, by the way. Caveman used to mean the priest class. Very interesting. Anyway, he's looking at that computer like it's a person who fucked with him. And he doesn't realize it's a computer. I've had to realize how many people that talk shit are not real, or it's just a new thing called trolling, where it isn't real. And that's why I just kick everybody out. I used to literally be like, I will hold you to those words, Funboy69. Watch this human being react to a computer like it's a face. When he slaps the face, it's like he's hitting a person. Watch this. And I hear noises from a human. I will sit back down. Something is happening in the other cubicle. I will sit back down. And that guy's like, I will hurt the thing that hurt me. I think it's because that's what the vaccines and all that stuff is trying to avoid. They're just trying to give people enough Asperger's where they can function. You know, it's as a goat shepherd. I'm not a goat farmer. I'm a shepherd because I don't kill the goats. You know, I'm not a farmer of goats. I'm a shepherd, and I tend to my flock. But last night I was in their barn way after dark, making sure they were cozy. I'm a shepherd of goats. We're being farmed to be soldiers in America. And so it's not that they want to kill us. It's not that they just are going for efficiency. Shepherd. Yeah, I'm a shepherd. I really am. I care tremendously about my goats. Like, I just spent $200 on tarps because there's a leak in the roof. So I'm going to be putting in a new roof. And in the meantime, I don't want them to get pneumonia. So I'm going to be lining the entire roof with tarps. And I don't care how it looks. I don't care what the trolls say. You've never built a barn in your life. You crush the comfort zone, that single vaccine will affect your children as much as your Jewish blood affected your height. Right, I know. It doesn't affect it that much. It's about a lot of it. They need to do it all the time. You know, the vaccines started, and then they need more rounds and more rounds and more rounds. And then they need you to put aluminum deodorant in you and drink Pepsi and drink Coca-Cola and use Johnson & Johnson products and get food from Popeyes. It has to be constant. And then you have to watch pornos and you have to not have interaction with humans. It's not like one thing does it unless you get way too many bad. There's certain babies that are very, very sensitive to it. So that's why it's not bleak. It's the opposite of bleak. It's actually helping people see through it. I've helped thousands of men stop watching porn and start having children. Literally thousands. just by saying what is true, that E. Michael Jones has written about in books, that a lot of people know is true, but the weaponization of porn. The fact porn exists doesn't doom you to a cucked life of whacking off in a basement. You know, it's like, you just have to know it. Information is so valuable, you know, and that's why fluoride is free natural. Yeah, fluoride comes from aluminum. And you can't get rid of it. Like, there's people that have dementia, that have beaten dementia. You know, it's so diet related. Like, your body naturally wants to dispel the toxins. So it's like, if you really start not drinking fluoridated water, exercising, you know, reading books, talking to people, looking them in the eye, getting proper sleep, praying, there's a correlation between autism and atheism. Because that's another reason they're pushing atheism, is because they need people obsessed with the material. And it's also, and to compartmentalize everything. Because if you understand everything starts with God, it's a lot harder to put you in these little boxes. I whack off in the shower. That's better than porn. But still, like, don't spill that seed. It's valuable. But that's much better than watching runaways getting banged by small ants. Lies to keep your head spinning, yes. The body was designed to heal itself. Yes, there's old people with dementia that have healed their brain. They don't want you to know this. They want you to think if you put more aluminum-based chemicals in your body to beat, all this stuff. There's whole books on it. There's the neuroplasticity of brains. You know, my grandmother had Parkinson's disease, so my mother became obsessed with the causes of that stuff. And a lot of it had to do with the treatment that they gave people for the Spanish flu when my grandmother was a little girl. Isn't that crazy? Porn is hard to beat when you have no relationships. I don't understand how have a relationship with God, with Jesus. Pray to Jesus. Pray to God. Pray to God through Jesus' teaching. People have more relationships in prison cells than a lot of you pussies. You know, there's people that have spent 10 years in isolation that have more connection than a lot of you because you don't have a girlfriend. Well, maybe it's related to pornos. Women can tell when you're focused. Women can tell when you're a good mate. You know, it's almost 100% diet because a normal diet causes so much inflammation. Yeah. It's also largely... All right, let's talk about music. Touching yourself is weak. Repeat. Yeah, it is weak. But porn is a social programming device where masturbation it weakens you. Porn inverts you. Masturbation is like, it weakens you. It makes you slow and soft. And it starts an electric loop where you feed back into yourself, where you start, you know, you view the world as things to turn you on versus things to participate in. It makes you sad and lonely. Porn will sow seeds of inversion. You know, porn, it's a way to literally put demons in you. And I used to watch a lot of porn. You can heal your brain. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the, where are we? The lyrics of this. So, Wish You Were Here. It starts off with a song called, and I'm going to be in the chat a lot. I'll go members only if it's too much noise, but so far it's been pretty good. To see what you guys think about these lyrics. Let's do this as a group. The song Welcome to the Machine is a tip of the hand. It's very, very, very cool. You know, it shows people a lot of truth. And then, of course, there's Have a Cigar, where they actually say gravy in the song. And then Wish You Were Here, and then another time Gravy Time. So, the music of this, you have to just listen to. Listen to the whole album. And it starts off almost with like a genesis, where it's just very soft beginning. It sounds like the formation of something, and then it just keeps escalating. All right, so these are the lyrics of this. It goes, remember when you were young, you shone like the sun, shine on you crazy. black holes in the sky. Shine on, you crazy diamond. You were caught in the crossfire of childhood and stardom. Blown on the steel breeze. Come on, you target for faraway laughter. Come on, you stranger, you legend, you martyr, and shine. You reach for the secret too soon. You cried for the moon. Shine on, you crazy diamond. I love this line. Threatened by shadows at night, but exposed in the light. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Well, you've worn out your welcome with rangered precision, blown on the steel breeze. Come on, you raver, you seer of vision. Come on, you painter, you piper, you prisoner, and shine. Okay, so that was part one. What do you guys think this is about? I'll just read what you guys say. Let's do this as a group. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Love it, beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful and sad. Yeah, they say it's about the original lead singer of Pink Floyd, but I just discredit all of that because nothing lasts that is only one level of knowledge. It has to be multi-level. Even though that's probably about Sid Barrett, it's about much more than that. I've no clue. Have you seen Live at Pompeii? Yeah. Sid Barrett, yeah, but forget that. Forget Sid Barrett. What else would that be about? Like, what knowledge can you get from that? Because it's definitely about Sid Barrett, but what makes that so powerful when you don't know anything about Sid Barrett? Don't mind being amused. Sub Barrett's mankind. It's about Sid Barrett, says Roger Waters. Yeah. It's okay. Well, I'll just go through and let you know what I think it's about. So, alright, remember when you were young, you shone like the sun. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Now there's a look in your eye like black holes in the sky. It's probably just about Sid Barrett, but I think that could be about anybody that takes the ticket, you know? Now there's a look in your eye like black holes in the sky. If you look at a lot of these celebrities, it's a similar pattern to Sid Barrett, where if you look at Lindsay Lohan or Britney Spears, their eyes literally look black. Then shine on, you crazy diamond, and as we know from Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, stars are a lot of times associated with diamonds. How I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. You're caught in the crossfire of childhood and stardom, blown on the steel breeze. I don't know what that means. Come on, you target for faraway laughter, mockery. Come on, you stranger, you legend, you martyr and shine. You reach for the secret too soon. There's a great quote. I can't remember who said it. Probably some sodomite, but it's still a good quote. Be wary of unearned wisdom. That's why I'm really super into these days. Just saying what I know to be false and not saying what is. When it comes to, NASA and all these hoaxes and stuff, I don't know why Vegas happened. I know what didn't happen. I know what makes no sense. But to jump, you reach for the secret to the moon, you cried for the moon. It's pretty applicable these days. You wanted, because the moon has been puzzling people for thousands of years. I mean, when Beethoven wrote, he was spiraling. You can, Moonlight Sonata, the obsession with the moon is why it's called becoming a lunatic. A lunatic is someone that cries for the moon. It's like, what is it? And for those people that are like, this is a rock 240,000 miles away. Or other people say, it's clearly, plasma. We don't know. The best explanation is the biblical explanation, which is a lesser light. My wife just says it's our nightlight. And I think that is a great way of dealing with the mystery because it's so mysterious. What is the moon? You know, it's like the craters make no sense. The craters is the first thing that cued me in that it wasn't a celestial rock being bombarded by meteors. They're circles. There's none that look like it was from any angle that wasn't 90 degrees, and no one's ever witnessed the creation of another one. So it's like, and why? And the Dark Side of the Moon is another Floyd album. It's like the fact that there's a side that we never see is absurd. So it's like, what is it? And so that banging your head against the wall, that ironically leads to no knowledge. Like for example, I don't obsess about vaccines. I just I'm dubious of them. I know that there's a lot of nonsense around them, and I've just put it in my bag. I don't just obsess about it. And because of that, I think it's one of the reasons that I got to make that connection recently about autism and soldiers. If I was staring at vaccines all the time and obsessing and full of fear and emotions and all this stuff, I don't think I would have seen that. You know, the stoic mentality, and I know that some people would find that bizarre coming from me because I can emote a lot of emotions in these streams. A lot of it is just, you know, I do have control, like, inside. It's just like, I don't know how to put it. There's music to human speech. Sometimes you have to go up and down and louder and quieter. But the fact that if you focus too much on one thing, you don't see it. You know, you don't see the forest for the trees, as they say. Be in the world, but not of it. Yeah. It's about Sid. Yeah, but it's always about more. And a lot of times when people say it's about one thing, they're tricking you. Where it's like, you know, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is about LSD, and We All Live in a Yellow Submarine is about pills. No. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. See, that's what Lucifer? Or like, we all live in a yellow submarine. You don't think there's some truth encoding in that? It's not ever as simple as the first thing that you hear about. And I do believe that Roger Waters wrote this about Sid. But there's anything that you feel to be true is not just about one person. It can't be. You know, if it was just about Sid, it would be like, you don't like to tie your shoes, and you listen to the blues. And everyone's like, oh, this is just about one guy. No. When you write something like a good piece of art, has to have stuff that everybody can relate to. So it's threatened by shadows at night and exposed in the light. You know, it's that feeling that people can get when they sell their soul or they take the ticket or they've been degraded. And you can rebuild your souls. You know, there's always forgiveness. It just gets harder and harder the more you descend. But, you know, you're threatened by shadows at night and exposed in the light, like you have nowhere to go. Night and day both cause pain. You know, there's nowhere to retreat to. And that's not a place that you want to be in. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Well, you wore out your welcome with random precision. But that was a different word. Come on, you painter, you piper, you prisoner, shine. Then, at the very end, I'll get to the end after. So the next song is called Welcome to the Machine. And the first way to say this would be the music industry. This is clearly about the music industry, and there's so many effects in this song, but it's way more than the music industry. It's the entire machine. It's all of it. It's about the fallen world. And listen to some of these lyrics. So it goes. And in the album, he puts an effect on his voice, so he sounds like a genderless kind of demonic robot sound. It's very transhuman. And there's all these sounds of machines in the background. It's very industrial, so it goes, welcome, my son. Welcome to the machine. Where have you been? It's alright, we know where you've been. You've been in the pipeline, filling in time. starts off with Shine On You Crazy Diamond. And so Sid, ironically, avoids this by going insane and tapping out. And so Shine On You Crazy Diamond, it's like, now there's a look in your eyes like black holes in the sky. It's like that dude couldn't handle this new mechanized reality, right? So now that Roger Waters, David Gilmour, we'll just take the narrative of Pink Floyd as a band, because this whole album is about selling your soul to the devil. The cover is a man on fire shaking another man's hand at the Warner Brothers lot. This is the Warner Brothers lot. Hang on, I'll show this to you. Hang on. Wish you were here. Holy shit, no way. Oh my god, if this is... No way. I just noticed this when it was wider. Okay, this is getting very, very trippy.
Let's get this show on the road.
Whoa. Okay, so that's the cover of Pink Floyd. Whoa, dude. See that stage 20 right there? That's where I shot my sitcom for 3 years. Right across is Ellen. Fuck. I know, we used to play football right there. Like me and Steve Byrne and Vince Vaughn, all those guys, we'd just play all the little sodomites who stayed together. We were just playing football and screaming. But anyway, that's the Warner Brothers lot. That's stage 20. I've spent thousands of hours right there. That's a man on fire who looks like the devil, and then that's another, they're making a deal, right? So he's basically showing you, that's gravy for me, guys. I know right where that is. All right, so he makes a deal with the devil, and then he's welcome to the machine. So Sid is out, and now Roger and David are telling you about their interaction with the local cabal, and they're saying, "Welcome to the machine. Where have you been? It's all right. We know where you've been." Because it's where everyone's been. You've been in the pipeline filling in time. Time, of course, is Saturn, the Chronos, provided with toys and scouting for boys. Distractions. You bought a guitar to punish your mom, where it's like you even wanted to be a rock star because you were just trying to rebel and you didn't like school. You knew you were nobody's fool. It's like your entire rebel narrative was planned. It's all right. We know where you've been. You're one in million. It's all the same person over and over and over and over again, right? So then, what happens next? What was the sitcom? Sullivan and Son on TBS with Brian Doyle Murray, Dan Lauria, Christine Ebersol. I played Owen on it. That's Trump also. We no longer talk about politics here. I think it's all just a horrific waste of time now. All right, Stan says, welcome. All right, this is the part. This goes right to like Edward Bernays and the Propaganda Factory, where they're saying, we told you what to dream. Welcome, my son. Welcome to the machine. What did you dream? It's all right. We told you what to dream. It's all right. We told you what to dream. Come on, tell us. You dreamed of a big star. He played a mean guitar, and he always ate at the steak bar, and he loved to drive in his Jaguar. That's the materialistic hero that you dream about was given to you by us. Welcome to the machine. What did you dream? It's all right. We told you what to dream. Welcome to the machine. Where have you been? You've been in the pipeline filling in time, provided with toys and sky for boys. Now welcome to the machine. You bought a guitar to punish your mom. What are you punishing your mom for? Did she become a feminist? We programmed you since birth. Exactly. It's like, welcome to the machine. What did you dream? It's all right. We told you what to dream. You dreamed of a big star who played a mean guitar, and he always ate at the steak bar and loved to drive in his Jaguar. Welcome to the machine. And then it gets to, then they start making fun of the elites. It's pretty funny, actually. So, where is it? Shine on You Crazy the charts. It's a hell of a start. It could be made into a monster if we all pull together as a team. And did we tell you the name of the game? Boy, we call it riding the gravy train. It's so good. All right, so after this is such a good story. Pink Floyd does a great job at telling a whole story with an album. It's not just like one hit wonder. So it starts. Let's recap here. So this is so it starts with "Shine On You Crazy Diamond" about Sid Barrett, and he taps out. He goes crazy. He's not comfortable in the night or the day. He's got black holes in his eyes, and so the band goes and sells out in Hollywood. And Welcome to the Machine, and then now it's like, you can picture the guy with the cigar where it's like, come in here, dear boy, have a cigar, you're gonna go far, you're gonna fly high, you're never gonna die. It's just lies and lies. You're gonna make it if you try, they're gonna love you. And then he says he's a big fan, and then he says, and which one's Pink? Like, he doesn't even know anything about the band. It's like when people have done this to me many times in Hollywood, where when you see that I have commercial success or that a lot of people like you, they'll be like, I'm a big fan, Benjamin. Like one guy, I remember this one little suited hat, didn't know my name. Like, he said he was a huge fan, kept calling me Ben. And I'm like, Owen. He's like, of course it is, kid. Now you're doing great, kid. Same as art. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, the whole thing's based on lies. So, we're just knocked out. We heard about the sellout. You got to get an album out. Yeah. Oh, and then it's like, and did we tell you the name of the game, boy? It's called Riding the Gravy Train, which basically means like we're gonna parasitically suck off you. And so as Pink Floyd, this is right after Dark Side of the Moon, which is a monster success, right? And so, they're showing you about how all the agents and managers are like, we gotta get an album out, you owe it to the people. We're so happy we can hardly count. And then we tell you the name of the game, boy. Alright, so then what happens? He misses Sid. This is the next song. This is him missing Sid. This is a story that they're painting. It's like, so he's on the gravy train, and then he misses his friend. I disagree. Sid got to be free of fame, pressure, the world. He escaped Babylon. Yeah, we're not done with the story yet, bro. There's two parts to Shine On You Crazy Diamond. The first one, you got black holes in the sky, you're crazy, threatened by shadows and all that. And then they go to the machine, they ride the gravy train, he misses his friend, and then there's Shine On You Crazy Diamond Part 4. Okay. Where it's almost like you're better off in a mental institution than to be in the gravy train. Such a good song. Yeah, Sid got out. That's what I wish you were hearing about. Heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail? A smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for gold? Hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the wall? I just thought of something. For a lead role Barrett. Where Sid Barrett was like, where Sid Barrett was singing this to the people that have entered the machine. It's like, listen to those lyrics again, from the point of view of the guy called crazy that didn't have the cigar. You know, where it's like, how I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Have we found the same old fear? You were here. Yeah, listen to the lyrics now with that perspective. It's so like almost like me singing this to someone still in Hollywood that I used to be friends with, who's still in the machine, who's still taking those cigars. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green sea from a cold steel rail? Smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? Did they get you the train? Your heroes for cold, hot ash for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? Dude, that's sung from the point of view of Sid Barrett. Did they get you to exchange your heroes for ghosts? Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? Oof. That's awesome. Wow, I never even thought of it that way, where it's from the person that got out. And whether or not this is the story of Pink Floyd, it does not matter. This is true.
Penetration.
This is timeless. This is great. And it's like, this is the story that is written in this. So it starts off with, now there's a look in your eye. What if that was sung from the point of view of Sid? I don't know. That's. I have to do some real thinking about this. I never thought of this before. Cold comfort for change. Right. Change. Wow. It's just like Owen singing to Chowder. That's very profound. Dude, that just blew my fucking mind. Pure gravy. It's like, that's why that song is so good, where it's from the person, it's like, and they set it up, you know, welcome to the machine, what did you dream? Like, they know, it's alright, we told you what to dream, and then, come in here, dear boy, have a cigar, you're gonna go far, you're gonna fly high, you're never gonna die, you're gonna make it if you try, they're gonna love you. Like, in that sentence, he says an obvious lie, you're never gonna die. And I've always had a deep perspective, I mean that most sincere. The band is just fantastic, that is really what I think. Oh, by the way, which one's pink? And did we tell you the name of the kid? And then, you know, the friend that isn't there is like, how I wish you were here. It's like, who is the lost one and who is the found one? And then the next Shine On. Nobody knows where you are, how near or how far. Shine on, you dream, the diamond. Pile on more layers. And it's like, and I'll be joining you there. miner for truth and delusion and shine. I don't understand this one. This one's going in and out. It's like nobody knows where you are, how near or how far. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Pile on more layers and I'll be joining you there. Shine on, you crazy diamond, and we'll bask in the shadow of yesterday's triumph. Sail on the steel breeze. Come on, you boy child, you winner and loser. Come on, you miner for truth and delusion and shine. I think that's basically like, where'd you go, Sid? No one can find you, but I'll be joining you, pal. Because the lunatic is actually the one that was right. That's fucking weird. It's intense. He's talking about people who are awake. Come on, you target for faraway laughter. Roger may be saying that the devil is the industry. Well, he's blatantly saying that. With Welcome to the Machine, you gotta listen to this song. It's like, the sound effects in it are all demonic. Really looking forward to Zoolander stream? Sweet. Yeah, me too. Communism is Judaism. Okay. It's the first part of the stream. Oh, what are you talking about, Kai Bear? Loving these topics. Yeah, me too, Base Bear. Please do not spam the chat. Thank you, Slap Weasel. I think it's still from the perspective of the crazy guy. Interesting. Let's look at that. Nobody knows where you are, how near or how far. Shine on, you crazy diamond. I don't know. All I know is I wish you were here is from the perspective of someone who's trying to reach someone who's outside of sanity. And the album blatantly shows that the music industry is insane. Like, Have a Cigar and Welcome to the Machine are the two songs, and there's only 4 total songs in the whole album. And, like, those are showing that, like, it's hell. Roger, what was the meaning of this song? No idea outside. I don't buy that shit at all. Sometimes I think those are just, like, tricks to get people to not think about things that... I mean, people spent millions of dollars making this song, and some of the best truth is in programming that's not your generation. That's why I love rewatching older stuff and re-listening to older stuff and thinking about it, because it was aimed at a whole different generation. That's like, never listen to Cardi B or any of these DJs. Don't watch anything on TV right now or Netflix. It's all to program you right now. Watch old stuff because it's not designed properly for your current brain, so it won't indoctrinate you the same way. You have to, I've done the wall before. I'll do the wall, but this is written before the wall. Waters, War, Gilmore, auction, credit climate change. I like water stuff. I don't care about them. Just like, some of these people could have died and they have constructs that are them. I think Mick Jagger, I have no idea. I'll start by saying that. But you can't put aside the possibilities that some of these people have died and actors are playing their role because the brand is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, look at Michael Jackson. Like, was that the same guy? I don't think so. I don't know, but it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. Once you comprehend the moon landing and NASA and all this stuff, you really understand that you don't know who the current David Gilmour is. You don't know who Roger Waters is. All you know is what this is saying. What is true happened to Paul McCartney? Yeah, Paul McCartney was not the same guy. Different eye color. Different... When the second Paul McCartney got arrested in Japan for marijuana, his fingerprints didn't match. Why would they do that? Because they'll spend all this money and time building these brands. And the brands are just these archetypal constructs revolved around, like, Mick Jagger. Yeah, Keith Richards on heroin, she said she was right. It's like, and it's not that hard to substitute people. You know, sometimes you'll see somebody and you're like, that doesn't look like the same person. And the lower the skill of what they're doing, the easier it is to substitute somebody. Like, just somebody playing Division Bell on tour, it doesn't require the same skill as the people who wrote The Wall. Kurt was murdered by Courtney. I don't know that. I don't care at all. He may not even be dead. I don't know. I don't trust the media. And if you do, you're insane, in my opinion. I don't believe in cloning. I think it's possible, but I don't think that's what this is. I think that they can get actors And I don't think it's about murdering people. I think it's about if someone dies. It's about controlling the narrative. So it's like, let's say you invest all this money into somebody and influence, and they just die. You just like do too many drugs and they die. Like, what do? You just abandon the Mick Jagger brand? It's like Coca-Cola at that point. It's not even about a person. All the other boys, you don't know that though. You don't know what that whole thing is. It's like when you start getting into music industry constructs, it's so foggy. You know, like Stephen Hawking died in the 1980s. You know, like nobody lives with that ailment for more than a few years. You lived like 30 years and just so happened to, with a robot voice that can be controlled, say everything that the globalists said about the absence of God and how you're just an animal. And yeah, and this is another point I want to just reiterate now that there's several thousand people here more. You have to save the globalist elites and cabal from themselves. I was talking about how Darwin was a really flawed guy who lost a child and spent his whole life trying to disprove the existence of God, and that we're all animals because of the pain he was in. Ironically, him doing that proved God, because an animal wouldn't have felt that pain. And so a lot of these lies are echoes from people that are long dead. And these globalist elites are pushing capitalism or communism or feminism or Darwinism or atheism. All these isms and is are from pain. And a lot of these people are long dead and they died really miserable. You know, like Albert Einstein was a wreck. You know, the theory of relativity was a mess. It served a function for a previous lie to a previous lie, and they're all dead now. They're not even serving their own interests. Let's say like the United States, everything functions great for the globalist elite, and the Vatican is in charge of religion, and the City of London with their obelisk is in charge of banking, and America is in charge of the military, and everybody's autistic, and they're just drone pilots, and it's a world that no one would want to live in on any level. They're trying to create their own hell, and you have to save them from themselves. Like, there's nothing to live for at that point. If Bill Gates succeeds, he will create a world that's unlivable for his own children. You know, it's almost like when you're dealing with any addict, that these people don't know what they're doing. They're so gone. They're being fed lies from demons. And so don't think that you're against them. You are with God and you're against Satan. The people are being manipulated. That's why I don't have a hatred of Jews. I briefly did. Not hatred of all Jews. I've always been friends with like Asian men, like Weiss, some of these guys, Tyler. You know, they're good people. It's not like I ever demographically punish people, but like, I now understand that a lot of the most associated with demonic shit people are the ones that are in the most pain. And it's like, the people and the souls in those people are being manipulated by evil. And the fight isn't with the person. We need those people on our side. Michael died as the Corey Sales sword. Wish who was here creating got in. They're destroying the very world that they're trying to control. You know, like the song Imagine. This is the blueprint for the New World Order. Ready? Listen to this. Imagine there's no heaven. It's a materialistic anthem. It's easy if you try. No hell, we know it. Above us, sky. It's not communist though, it's animal nihilism. And you may say I'm a genius, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Then imagine no possessions. The fact people like this song is mind-blowing. I wonder if you can. Nothing to kill or die for. A brotherhood of man. Mine was a hypocrite. No, you're missing the whole thing. Okay. What he's saying is something that would consume everyone, including him. That world he's trying to show is a world without any people. All gone. Because it's not, they're committing suicide. It's not like the globalist cabal is trying to just get all their power so they can just roll. They're trying to kill themselves. And they're trying to take everyone with them. And they need to be saved from themselves. Because it's, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Look at AI. Do you know the first jobs that would be taken over by AI? It'd be all the top jobs. It'd be all white collar. Analysts and politicians and lawyers and doctors and all, like the whole upper crust would be wiped way faster than working jobs, like blue-collar jobs, labor jobs. AI can't, let's say there's a world full of robots. You want to know what you need? People who fix robots, people who move robots, people who tune up robots. The people that it would take out the first are the very ones pushing it. It's suicide. Line equals line. Yeah, but you're missing it. Don't demonize communism without looking at capitalism. It's two wings of the same bird. Capitalism is just as evil as communism. They're both, capitalism is based on debt, never-ending debt. We're witnessing in the United States right now. It's the same control structure. All isms and ifs are all flawed. All. It's about truth or no truth. I should have bailed on Shapiro earlier than I even did when I heard him say something once that really struck me the wrong way. He said, "Wow, I mean, these left-wing media companies, they don't admit that they're biased. That the USA Today is biased. We'll admit that we have a right-wing bias. That we're biased." I was like, wait a minute. So you just admitted to lying? I'm right-wing because I think it's right. Like, I would never miss. Ben Shapiro at that point was basically saying, I'm admitting that I'm skewing reality to fit my narrative of right wing. I don't do that. I was listening because I thought he was saying what he believed to be true. That Jewish capitalist world is just as bad as the communist world. And so it's like, what do you mean you're skewing towards the right? So you're a liar. Like, it's just truth or not truth. That's all it is. Like, right now, we're facing a lot of the problems with capitalism. Debt, usury, sodomy, like all this stuff that's like, we're realizing that it's 23 trillion in debt with 200 trillion in unfunded liabilities. There's no way to succeed. None. The dollar's gone. And so that's not depressing because then you just look at what you need to do. You need to get skills. You need to learn how to grow food. You need to, be responsible for your own children's education, all that stuff, And so it's not, capitalism and free markets are just as ridiculous as communism when you're starting to see the result of it. It's like corporations can then function as governments. Like YouTube, Facebook, Google, like these things are now functioning like a Soviet government. And so putting more power towards that is suicide. And so you have to save these people from themselves. Them not speaking truth will lead to their own downfall. And if you look at history, some of the first people's heads to roll are the elites, the governing class, the royals. They're really not doing well. So just always think about Darwin spending his life proving that man was animal because he lost a child. And in doing so proved man was human. Wow. We We never had free markets. Free markets don't exist and they never will. I mean, free markets will start breaking down as soon as from the first trade, you can see how it breaks down. It's crazy. It's crazy how quickly, there's no such thing as free markets. You will always have people having tariffs or having certain costs or being favored. It's just truth or no. That's it. You have to be a child of the truth, not of the lie. If you see something, you have to be able to face it. I used to be all about global free trade. I thought that was the way to get the most prosperity in the world. It isn't. That's a way to dehumanize people into being cogs of a very, very sick machine. If you okay, still want, I'm gonna read some letters. Hope my opinion does not get banned. I don't know what your opinion is, Michael. Restate it, and then we'll figure out if you're in the wrong salon. No free market when currency is involved. Well, there's no such thing as free market is like communism. It's a fantasy construct. Read Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. I don't think it's very good. You mean the Jewish woman trying to tell me how to live? Yeah, I think I'll pass. Thanks, though. Alright, let's read some mail. The Russian Jewish woman tried to tell me how to structure my life. No.
We're dead for. Everyone get out.
The reason I don't hate Jews is because I know not to put a lot of trust in them, and that way that I don't get, like, constantly pissed off. Owen is a saloon travel agent, yes. What's Michael's comment? I want to know if I can ban someone. Can you talk about the lyrics to I Wish You Were Here? I did already. Quite a bit, actually. Rewatch it. I just spent a good 30-40 minutes replaying I Wish You Were Here on the piano to avoid copyright issues and breaking it down with the Bears as best I could. And if you'd like to see me do it again live for your own amusement, you're in the wrong saloon. Thank you. It's from Australia. Thanks, buddy. Hi, Big Bear. Greetings from South Australia, Adelaide. I've been watching you for over a year, first seeing the episode showing Bono as evil. Your live streams have changed my life for the better, with I may be wrong, but I'm not lying, resonating deeply with me. A couple more drops of honey for the pot. Just like the green one from my last letter, these ones have serial numbers with BBs in them. Enjoy. Might be verified as Disarmed Sub-Polar Bear. Welcome, Disarmed Sub-Polar Bear, although I'm kind of bummed out that you're disarmed. I noticed something profound in 603 Chicken Little and the Banishment of the Unclean. In 2531, Foxy Loxy breaks the star off a sign saying, Madam Eisen Astrologist, which is Nazi backwards. Yeah, Eisen, I-Z-A-N. Nazi backwards is Eisen, 1943. Great catch. Disarmed Sub-Polar Bear. Wow. Eisen. Whoa. During last winter, you asked us to rewrite the Cheers theme song as maybe a way to start your live stream. Well, here's mine. I'll play it. Making your way through trans and gay agendas are a love it. It's hilarious. Jamie Deluxe is in the know, and so is our box day. You gotta go where everybody wants fair name. I love it. Just start forward, stuff over there. That's hilarious. Troubles are not a game. I love that. It's so true. You know, that was the biggest problem I had with Steven Crowder. And now, obviously, look at Nick Fuentes. Same exact thing. It's like they're all just it's a power acquisition game with these people. You know, it's like, oh, I'm going to take down Charlie Kirk. Why? So I can become Charlie Kirk. I called it. Hey, easy, George. Easy, George. No black people exist, George. Relax. You know, like Steven Crowder, when he was all gung-ho about fighting trans child, like kids trans, and then he wouldn't admit where all the hormones are coming from. Have a pharmaceuticals. Israel. And I was like, oh, it's a game to you. Horrible game. Oh, it's a sick game. What did you dream? It's alright, we told you what to dream.
The main gun is damaged. We can't fire accurately.
The thing is, I didn't dream about that stuff when I was a kid. My mom did a really good job, especially given what she had. Sweet. Thank you.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Wishing you a peaceful, content 2019. Thank you. 22 Rogan's Call. Nice. Beautiful family. Love it. Big Bear, today I'm celebrating my 46th birthday by subscribing to unauthorized.tv and sending a little something to Ursa Manor. Years ago, I bought The Feminist Lie, went to law school, got into debt, and worked for a big law firm. Made a lot of money and wore fancy pants. After having my third baby, I quit. It took me a long time to get over the resentment of giving up my career in order to do something as mental and low skilled, or as menial and low skilled as raising my own children. What a fool I was. Good for you for realizing that. Menial. That's so ironic. Like, pushing around papers in legalese in a nonsense world of law is pathetic compared to being a mother. I finally woke up to the lie and could not be happier as a stay-at-home mom, caring for my 3 children and my husband and our 2 dogs. I found you a while back through Crowder. I can't listen to him anymore. Your streams have helped me see through so much deception, and Amy is such an inspiration to me as a wife and mother. I now live a life of faith and gratitude, constantly striving for truth and logos. Yeah, and also, we need high IQ women having babies. Like, that's another thing about these lies. Taking women like this and putting them in cubicles where they're not having babies. Like, your brain that was capable of doing legal testimony is much, much better served teaching a child what the world is and having more kids. We currently live in Oak Park. That's where my dad was born. The land of sodomy and trans kids. I believe it. I believe your dad grew up here, so you get it. We're in the process of trying to move to a 1.3 acre property about 30 miles west of the city.